So this is like my first story time video, so I'm like, hey, let's talk about injuries naturally. So if you guys are one of those types of people like me that doesn't like blood or injuries or pain or talking about them, this video is probably not for you. However, there is an alternative. You could watch the video, and every time we talk about an injury, you just tightly squeeze in the spot that is being described. Yeah, that works. Right, so injuries. I guess we'll kind of ease our way into this so that it doesn't, like, get too terrible right off the bat. When I was younger, I used to fall a lot on the gravel roads that we had, and my hands would get bloody. So, there we go. First injury down. But really, so there was this one day I was really dumb, and I was young, and, you know, young and dumb kind of coincide. But basically, I had this, what would you call it, bag of glass, and I didn't know it had glass in it. And I was swinging it around and bumping it against my legs and stuff as I was walking towards the dumpster. And naturally, the next thing you know, I have a big glass cut on my leg, and I just about fainted. But all was well, we got it patched up, and then I basically had a scar on my leg for a couple of years, and it's still kind of there, but you can't really see it. There was this one time we had a pet squirrel, and it jumped across the room and caught the side of my face with its toenail, and I had a big slice across my face, but you know, that's just a minor injury. But back to the real injuries here. I haven't really ever broken any bones, but I mean, there was this one time we were on a beach and I was running along, and there was a hoe stuck in the wet sand, and naturally that's what I hit with my toe, and it hurt a lot. It didn't really break, but it kind of like fractured. I would say one of my larger injuries would be my knee incident. So this kind of lasted several years, because the first time it happened was we were at this lake, and I was in the back of a truck where the cooler was. And, you know, there's like the tailgate, and there's like those little wires holding the tailgate up, or supporting them, or whatever they're doing. Basically, I jumped out of the back of the truck, and my foot caught one of those, and all of the weight went down on one knee. And yeah, that hurt. That locked up my knee for a while. Problem being, I always used the other leg to support that leg, so that leg ended up hurting, and then there was all these other problems. And then my biggest problem was that one of the muscles apparently in my leg wasn't strong enough because it wasn't being supported and worked correctly, and then ended up that I just lots of knee problems, man, lots of knee problems. And wouldn't you know it, I was on a swing, not but like a couple, maybe 1 year later. It was one of those like rope swings, and I flew off the swing, and there was like one rock. There was like one rock in the entire vicinity, and I hit my knee on that one rock. Thankfully, the pain has stopped now, and I don't even remember which leg was the one hurting really at this point, because thankfully it just doesn't really happen anymore. Oh wait, what now? Oh, so here's a nice story for all you hyperactive kids, you. So when I was younger, we were in this, like, grocery store place. I don't remember which one it was. It may have been Bilo's or something. But anyway, I was super hyper, and I kept touching things, and naturally I was young, so every time I touched something, I had to, you know, naturally taste my hands so that I could, for whatever reason, don't look at me like that. I know you guys have done that. And naturally, my mom didn't want me doing that, so she's like, yo, put your hands in your pockets. And that's exactly what I did. But the problem was I was still hyper, and so therefore I'm still bouncing around with my hands in my pockets, and I fell on my face, and with no hands to support me, I literally just fell on my face. It was glorious, like that. So it was a mess, and there was blood and whatnot. So ever since then, we've pretty much just worn like gloves, basically germ gloves. So I mean, they're not really like germ gloves because they're supposed to defend you from germ, but you get the point. Since we're talking about injuries and whatnot, and I could stop the video now, but hey, let's talk about the times I've been knocked unconscious. Why not? So there's really only 2 incidents I can recall. There may have been another, I don't remember. Probably lost the information due to being knocked unconscious several times. No, boy. No, I'm trying to tell a story. Get lost. There. So, the first time I got knocked unconscious, I happened to be climbing a tree, like every boy, you know, when they're younger. And I can't remember how old I was at this point. I was pretty young, but I was climbing this tree, and I didn't lose consciousness for like super long. In fact, I'm still hazy about whether it actually happened, but I'm very certain. Anyway, so basically I was climbing this tree, and I was climbing out on a limb, and I had the bright idea to take my hands off the limb. And what happens when you do that? You spin upside down, and then you fall on your head. So that's what happened. And I think I only got knocked unconscious for like a moment or so. Now this other time is slightly different. So basically, I was riding a four-wheeler. Guys, when you're riding a four-wheeler, be smart. Wear a helmet, okay? I was not wearing a helmet because I wasn't really thinking smart and wasn't wearing it at the time. However, I do recall remembering that I needed a helmet or something, but you know, I didn't really follow through with that thought. Point being, I lost control driving down a dirt road, and I don't know what happened, but the four-wheeler was upside down. Yeah, I basically had a huge, like, swelled spot on the side of my head, literally the size of half an orange. Take an orange, cut it in half. It was literally that size. Now, after the four-wheeler flipped or whatnot, and I became unconscious. Oh, I just died. What I was saying was that after the four-wheeler flipped or whatnot, which, by the way, the four-wheeler sustained minimal damage, thankfully, because I did not have the skills to pay the bills. But basically, all I can really remember is I remember walking up the wrong side of the hill. Like, I remember looking back and realized I had walked up the wrong side of the hill, because I actually walked all the way back to the house. We were like at a friend's house. I actually walked all the way back, went in and laid on the couch. And I don't really recall any of that besides waking up on the couch and remembering that I was on the wrong side of the hill. So that's always weird, knowing that there's like missing memory. But evidently I walked into the house like super weird and like unresponsive, like, and then like laid on the couch, and then what? Okay, I believe we got some knockback hacks or something. What was that? But yeah, so thankfully those are all the injuries and weird things that have happened to me so far. Other than that, there's been plenty of other circumstances that were dangerous, and I came out of them with minimal damage, so that's always good. Oh no, of course in this circumstance I'm probably going to just die. Anyway, hope you guys did enjoy. This is the first episode of my story time type videos. If you guys enjoyed, I've got plenty of other weird stories. This was kind of just a starter, just a kind of warm up start thing. Yeah. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in another video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and all that cool stuff. Bye.